Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to episode 51 or 52. Once again, I forgot to actually look to see what episode we are on. I apologize. Word around town is that I am falling apart because I am forgetting a lot. It's my old age, apparently. Actually, it's just kids, stress. What's that word? Oh yeah, life. Anyways, I do have coffee, so it is a coffee talk episode. It's really good coffee. So, as always, thank you everybody who continues to show their support, who checks these out, who gives them a thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. Everybody who still checks out my website. I forgot to get on it last night to see how many views we are at, but we'll get there. I'm being looked at weird. Like what, a girl can't just record herself for no reason? But honestly, I actually think I know that dude. But anyways, I am across the street from the DES building. Yes, fun stuff. They're trying to say that I didn't fill out my application correctly, which is total BS, considering I've been filling out the same freaking application for well over 10 years. Not well over, but 10 years. But anyway, fun stuff. And then I have an interview tomorrow, so it's a crazy week. And then Saturday is gonna be our family day. We have a big day planned, yes. And then Sunday's just a chillaxing kind of day. So, it's gonna be good. It'll be fun. I'm trying not to freak out and stress out like I have been, because I know when I get stressed I can become a real bitch, and I don't want to be that way. Nobody wants to see that side of me, or that personality, I should say. So anyway, I'm not overly thrilled about this side of town. But you know, you have these sides of towns wherever you go, so anyway, I've been trying to think of a topic to talk about today. But I couldn't really think of just one. And then I remember last night when we were trying to go sleep, I had an outburst of random laughter. It happens sometimes. Not often, but I will start laughing, or dare I say giggling, for no apparent reason, aside from just to do it, I guess. But yeah. The worst time to do it is when you're at work. I did that one time last year. I was at work and it was like 2 hours since my last call, and out of nowhere I just randomly started laughing, and it makes people mad, and I don't mean for it to. I try really hard to control it, but I have come to learn that if I don't laugh throughout the day, or pretty much throughout the day, then by 5 o'clock I'm like a laughing machine that can't be stopped. And then people get annoyed because, it's either not the right time to laugh, or they think I'm making fun of them, or, whatever the case may be. And that's not it at all. I just have these random outbursts of laughter. There's all these pigeons on top of this roof thing. But anyway. So, I mentioned in my video yesterday, the first one, or the second one, how, during my first one, this guy came up and started talking to me, and, it was a nice conversation. We actually, talked like we've known each other for years, but I've never met the dude in my life. That I know of, anyway, But, he told me about his life story, and I told him a smidge of mine. And he gave me that pity, poor you look, and kept saying he was sorry, and, I don't talk about my life or the events that have happened in my life because I think it's people's business, or because I want sympathy, which I've said this numerous times before. I talk about my life, the events that have happened in my life. If people message me and ask me to talk about that, then I will, but I won't tell who it is. But I don't do it for sympathy votes, or for people to be like, oh, this poor girl. I have a lot of pet peeves, but I've got 5 main ones. Number 5 is having to constantly repeat myself. I understand, once, maybe twice, depending on the person. Like with my grandma, I had to repeat myself a lot, which is understandable. She's older. But like with my kids, having to constantly repeat and repeat and repeat. Number 4 is when people complain about how something didn't get done instead of just doing it themselves. Especially if it's not a big deal. I understand equality and making things fair and all that other shit, but, it's like, toilet paper, for example. One of the places I lived at, the head of the household got mad because I came home from the store and I had put the rolls of toilet paper, still in the package, on the counter so I could put the food away so it wouldn't go bad. And she flipped out, threw a bitch fit, and was like, it takes 2 seconds. And I'm like, alright, well, if it takes 2 seconds, why don't you do it yourself? Seriously. But whatever. Number 3. People trying to get information instead of being a friend or a family member. Basically people who use. That's a real big pet peeve of mine. Number 2 is chewing. I cannot stand the sound of listening to somebody chew. I do not have the human capabilities to deal with that. My ex-husband used to do that shit on purpose, and I would just want to punch him in the face so bad. A few times I did, I'll admit. But it's like, just fucking chew with your mouth closed. Like, I get on my kids about it all the time. They've gotten better, but Dory can tell you when we lived with her, it was bad. Oh, it was bad. And then number 1 pet peeve is people who feel sorry for me. I don't want it. I don't need it. I appreciate the concern. I do. But I don't want the sympathy. I've never wanted it. And I've said this numerous times before, and I've tried to deal with it. I've tried to just accept the concerns and just let it go. But something else I don't have the human capabilities of doing, I guess. Then again, I'm me, and what really human capabilities do I have? So, there you have it. My 5 biggest pet peeves. And it's something that I've been working on, just like my OCD. My OCD used to be, like, really, really bad. Like, really, really bad. I've gotten better. And I've been trying to work on the whole pet peeve thing. Believe it or not, I used to have more pet peeves than just 5. But, like I said, I've been working on it. So there you go. So yeah. So there's my pet peeves. I'm trying not to be stressed out, because then that leads to freakouts, which then leads to meltdowns. And I've already had a meltdown this week because of my grandma. And I don't want to have any more. I can't have any more. It's not who I am. And though I struggle daily on who that is, I know who I am not. And meltdowns and crying and freaking out is not who I am. I'm stronger, and whenever there's a problem, I find a solution. Every time. It's just, lately I'm having a hard time accepting the fact that it's not going the way I want, or in the amount of time I want, or rather need. Because all I keep thinking about is, in 2 weeks my rent is due, and I have $1 to my name. And I know that a lot of people are like, well, you didn't think this through, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, and you really should have thought about doing this. Like, you don't understand. I had my plans. I had everything set aside. Everything was all set up and ready to go. But, as always, something in life happened, and it became not impossible, but unmanageable. So, there you have it. I appreciate people trying to help. But there's a difference between trying to help and giving somebody a lecture. And it's not that I don't want or that I don't like to hear what people have to say, because I do take what they say into consideration. I don't have time nor the need or want to hear any more lectures. I've been dealing with lectures my entire life, and I know I will continue to hear lectures from my supervisors, bosses. If I decide to actually go back to school and stick with it, there's that. But as my friends or siblings, or I'm going to exclude parents because parents are supposed to give you lectures. Plus, I don't really talk to mine all that often, so. But as friends, and I guess siblings would. My sister is really the only, and my little brother. Anyways, as my friends, unless I'm doing something incredibly stupid, I don't want to hear a lecture. And the only one who can actually say I've ever done anything stupid would be my friend Dory, and she would be the only one to be allowed to give me a lecture. 13 years, it's a long time to know somebody, and she pretty much knows every stupid ass thing I've ever done, so. And that's another thing, I get off topic a lot, and I know that annoys people too, and I really don't try to. I swear I don't. I start talking about one thing, and then it triggers something in what's left of my brain, and reminds me of something else, and I start talking about that, but it's part of who I am. And like I've said before, you either love me or you hate me. There's no in between. And if you start off hating me, you'll end up loving me. I mean, I don't know. Or if you start out loving me, then you'll end up hating me. That's just how it goes. Honestly, that's not to sound high on myself. It's just how it works. So, there you have it. Excuse me, sorry. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I don't really know what else to say, and I gotta get in here so I can try to get out before Andrew gets out of school. They look kind of busy, but this is adulting. You have to do things you don't want to do, and the things you want to do you have to push off to the side, unless you're really, really lucky and you get to do what you love. That'll be alright. Somebody asked me recently why I keep putting in these applications for jobs that I don't want instead of just doing the jobs that I do want. And the only job that I would love to do, I want to make a career out of it, is to be a writer. That's all I want to do. Aside from spend time with my kids, of course. But career-wise, that's what I want, I don't want to be a journalist, but if that's the only writing job that I can get, just to start out, I guess I could do that, It's not necessarily something I want, but it's a writing job. And a lot of the places that I apply to involve writing. Even if it is just taking notes. Plus, it helps me to learn, I know a lot of the call center systems. because of how many call center jobs I've had. I know the secret to pizza places because of all the pizza places I've worked at. Restaurants, candy stores. You learn a lot when you have a lot of jobs. And I've had a lot of jobs. So it'll be alright. And on that note, I am for real gonna go into this place now. Because I need to talk to somebody. And I need to raise some hell. Because this is BS. And then we'll go from there. I shall catch you guys on the flip side. And I'm still contemplating whether or not I want to do a video of my room. Mainly because it's the last room that nobody has seen. So, I don't know. I'll think about it. As always, it's not a requirement, but, you know, if you like what you see or what you hear, subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment if you want. You can also find me everywhere else. Eventually, I will get my information in the description box below. I should probably do that today, as a matter of fact, after I get everything done. But anyways, y'all have a good Thursday. I will catch you later.